Back to the Sports Rock Show.
Rock.
We're going to do another top 5 list for you tonight. We've decided to do songwriters. Now, this can be either a duo or an individual. This is one of Mr. Gintz's ideas. So, Zach, go ahead and lead us off.
Twisted mind.
You are.
A VG here.
You're the Twisted Sister.
A Twisted Sister and a Twisted T.
Yes. In no particular order, my top 5.
Of course.
Don Henley and Glenn Frey, songwriting duo.
Awesome.
Geezer Butler, the chief songwriter in Black Sabbath.
Excuse me.
Great songs over the years. The late, great George Harrison.
Absolutely.
This one you know I had to have. Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. Late, great. And my 5th one.
Are they no longer Thin Lizzy?
They're not.
They are now called Black Star Rider.
Yes.
And they're doing a new album.
Out of respect to Phil.
Yeah.
But Phil's been dead for 20 years.
Yeah, but no, he has been. He has been, but that's why
they're written. They wanted to write new stuff though, too.
Yes.
Which
that's
I think
why.
was the main reason.
And that is why they. That's why they explained it too. Then you're absolutely right.
Yes.
That's why they did it.
And
yeah, he's been done.
I don't know why you tear down the brand name, but
yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, they felt that they wanted to do it out of respect for him because he's been gone for a while.
I'm
And they want to do
excited
something
either
new. They
way.
haven't done anything new for a long
so
time.
they're going to be known as Black Star Rider, formerly known as Thin Lizzy.
No, they're going to be known as Black Star Rider.
Well, if they go out on tour, somebody's going to have to say they used to be Thin Lizzy because nobody's going to know.
They're not going to
Unless
promote
you're a
them.
Thin Lizzy
They're
fan.
not going to promote it that way.
They're going to probably promote it. Formerly Thin Lizzy.
I don't know why you tear down the brand name of Thin Lizzy.
Yeah,
I don't either.
That's my opinion.
I'll be honest with you. I thought that was very strange too.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I did.
Yeah.
I thought it was very strange, but that's.
I think.
But they did do it out of
respect.
respect.
Is the fact that they're going to be writing new stuff.
Yeah.
I think if they would just.
Why can't you write it under Thin Lizzy?
I don't
know.
They're original members of the band. I mean, I just don't.
But they did say it was out of respect.
One original member, one classic member, Scott Gorham on guitar. Not an original member, but he was on all the classic stuff. Which, you know.
Okay.
And then Brian Downey, the original drummer, who's played on everything since the beginning. And then, back to my list, my 5th one, a bit of a curveball. Not a rock genius, but a musical genius in his own right, Stevie Wonder.
Very superstitious.
Well, I'm not arguing with Stevie Wonder.
No, not at all.
I might argue on Thin Lizzy, but I'm not arguing on
Well, I don't.
Actually, I'm not arguing on Thin Lizzy.
I don't even understand why they did it either.
I don't get the change.
Phil Lynott was a
I don't understand either, but it was. They said it was out of respect, though. So I don't know.
All right, well, I'll give them that.
That's what they say. I don't know. I don't understand.
I accept it a little better. Just
I will go next.
Okay.
Yes, you are next.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got. Well, I do have a honorable mention. Joe Walsh.
Oh,
yes, very good.
The analog man.
But my 5, and in no particular order, though there is some order to this. I've got Paige Plant.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Missed that obvious.
Number 4, I have Bruce Springsteen.
Yep.
I thought it was.
I have number 3 is Roger Waters. Number 2, I have Neil Young. And number 1, to me, obviously, is Jagger Richards.
All right.
So, if anybody wants to jump on those, they're more than welcome. But.
I was thinking Neil Young.
I was thinking Neil.
I was even thinking Springsteen, even though I'm not familiar with a lot of the catalog.
I wanted to do 10 because I would have had Springsteen. I would have had Neil.
I wanted to do 40.
I would have had Plant Page, which I don't. So.
Will you
Joe's
go next?
A nice honorable mention. I will go next. I will.
But Henley and Fry, which I got no argument with.
Yes.
No, well, that's the thing. We can go
for sure.
I've got Daltrey Townsend, Bob Dylan.
Oh, how do I not have Dylan? I ought to be shot hind and quartered.
The songwriter.
Man, I'm a Dylan fan. Why? Get me out of this.
Yeah, I could be on that also. Trust me, because I don't believe I have him on my list.
He's the poet laureate of rock and roll.
Yes. More people make his songs famous than he does.
If you're not a Dylan fan, you're not a music fan.
Just so you know, Guns N' Roses did not write "Knocking on Heaven's Door." Bob Dylan.
And Hendrix didn't write "All Along the Watchtower," even though he did a very good version of it.
We all know who wrote that.
Bob Dylan.
You're damn right.
That's right, he did.
Zimmerman.
Next, I have Smokey Robinson. You figure almost all of that Motown music was written by him, regardless of if he performed it
Him
or
and
not.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah, a lot of the Diana Ross and the Supremes music,
Yeah.
and you know all of
And
that. A
his-
lot of that was written by
His
Smokey
stuff
Robinson.
with the Miracles and his solo stuff.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I feel like he's somebody you got to mention.
Absolutely.
I really do.
No, I have the utmost respect for Smokey Robinson.
When
Trust
you
me.
make that comment, I'm crying. I have the tears of a clown.
Yes, which was a huge hit by.
Actually, I have tears of a clown because I'm not fucking Bob Dylan on my
Yeah, I mean that's one I didn't put on either, which I should have, because he's wrote I don't know how many great
I love
compositions.
Dylan, too.
Jesus Christ.
Up next is Elton John and Bernie Taupin, one of the greatest songwriting duos in the history
Pretty good.
of music, and of course the greatest songwriting duo in the history of music, the Glimmer Twins, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. I do think though Joe Walsh was a nice shout out. So was Plant Page.
I
This
like
list could
Beltran
go
and
on and
Townsend
on.
on
Yes.
your list. They were almost on
Dylan, my God, how could none of us
Eric
put that
Clapton
on
was a
there?
great songwriter. So's Gilmore and Waters and
Clapton
Waters
became a better
and Gilmore.
songwriter as time went along.
Yes.
Yeah.
Earlier in his
He was
career,
good,
he
yeah.
wasn't writing a lot of
No, he wasn't. Steve Winwood's a fantastic songwriter.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I have no duos,
Okay.
but I have Bernie Taupin, Roger Waters, John Lennon,
Can I
Peter
read?
Townsend, and Paul Simon.
Paul Simon's another good one. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And quite honestly, me, Zeppelin freak, didn't put any of that on there.
We'd have-
Dylan
we'd have
didn't
an
put any of that
alternate
on
list
there.
with
I mean,
ours.
this
Yeah,
was
we didn't have a lot
And
of.
about 20 other people.
This
I
was
think-
just
Well,
come up with
you had Lennon, but you didn't have Lennon McCartney,
no,
which is probably the most successful songwriting duo of all time.
very much so.
Probably.
I don't think any of
But
us had Lennon McCartney.
I didn't go with duos. I went with.
I had Harrison.
Yeah,
I didn't have. I
absolutely.
thought about Lennon McCartney,
Absolutely.
but I like the Beatles, but
Well, I
like Jim
feel
said,
like
I'm not.
The duo type. I went with what I felt was.
You
the-
did not have Jagger and Richards.
No, I did not. I did not have Page and Plant, which I'm a Zeppelin fanatic, but I didn't have them on there either. Dylan, my God.
and you do realize that
I mean-
Bernie Taupin never wrote a full song. He put the lyrics to Elton John songs.
But you know what? If it wouldn't have been for Bernie
Well,
Taupin,
we're talking about songwriters.
songwriters.
Yeah.
That's
And he
true.
was
I
the
guess.
songwriter.
And everyone I have on my list is songwriters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's just
songwriter and lyricist are kind of different.
I think
Lyricist,
so.
you're making the words. Songwriter, you're
Making
writing
the music.
The music.
Right.
it's like it's to me it's like, and combinations. Yeah, I could have picked out probably 5 combos, but.
Hell, I could have pulled Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Even though he's a crazy fucker. But
Absolutely. Well, you notice I didn't have no ego.
Those are often the best.
Wrong.
Those are often
You
the
can't
best
argue with the
songwriters.
results. I mean, you really can't.
Well, you look who we got. We only had a
We
few.
could've had
We only had a few
Becker
that
and Fagan
we
from Steely Dan.
that we had doubles of. Not many. We didn't have a lot of doubles of anything.
See, and
It was just kinda
I find that Pete Townsend had a lot of really good solo work as well outside.
Well,
of
that's why I ranked
Yeah,
him right there.
absolutely.
That's why I
So-
put him right there as one of the best because
I
think-
recommend anybody, if you like Pete Townsend solo, White City and Novel, that fucking record is fantastic, top to bottom. Absolutely.
Yeah, truly.
You can't go wrong with who.
And what
No, you
bothers
can't.
Anything who.
No, you
anything.
can't.
I want to see him in
anything
Louisville, Kentucky here in about a month, 2 months.
2 months.
well, from what I hear, as far as that goes, they're back on the top of their game.
Well, I'm going to catch him on.
From what I hear, they're back on the
Speaking
top
of
their game.
back in the saddle again, nobody mentioned Perry Tyler.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah,
very much so,
They were
yeah.
going to be on my list.
Yeah.
very
They
much
were
so.
close.
Stanley Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Still
mean-
top rating songwriting duo.
I mean, you got to put that in there.
I mean, you know, when
It could
you're
go
trying
on.
to throw him off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to.
What
I
about
mean,
Rick
St.
Owens?
Christ, I could have pulled out Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
oh my God, yes, Willie Nelson,
Or Jim
Johnny
Croce.
Cash.
Johnny
Croce.
Cash. Yeah.
Jim Croce, which
Jim
I
Taylor.
actually thought about Jim Croce too because he's one of my favorites. Just like Paul Simon, I love Paul Simon. Like Jim Croce, I love Jim Croce. I mean, there's so many people we could put
Crosby
down.
Nash.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! And no one put them down at all. No one put them down, and they
I was surprised nobody.
yeah, no one put them down.
Put them-
I had to put Neil down without question.
Yeah. What about someone like Rick Ocasek from the Cars?
Limited body of work, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would be my guess.
Quality,
Rick Ocasek,
quality
yeah.
over quantity, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I
He
would
would
put
be a dark horse.
would I put Rick Ocasek over Tom Schultz?
You know one thing none of us
I mean,
did?
I think it's kind of
Yeah.
an even situation.
Yeah, but you know what no one did? No one used a female.
No.
Well, Carly Simon.
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell. There you go. No one even put a female voice
Well,
down
I
there, or
think-
a female writer down
Stevie
there.
Nicks.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks, yes. I mean, no one put a female down. We all went with male, which I don't think was
The
chauvinist. It's
Wilson
just,
sisters.
oh, Ann or Nancy,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
They're rock and roll Hall of Famers now.
Yes,
There
I
are.
mean, like that's the thing. None of us even put any female artists down there.
None of us went classical either. No Beethoven,
What about-
no Bach,
what
no
about-
Chopin.
No, there was no.
Coltrane.
They wrote music, but they
Yeah,
didn't
no
write
John
lyrics.
Coltrane.
What about Miles Davis?
Yeah.
Oh God, John Coltrane is like.
Didn't even get into the the blues section either. Really.
Well,
And,
I guess if you get into
But you're
Miles
John, it's what
Davis,
you're listening to more.
John Coltrane, those guys
What you're
were
listening
jazz
to more.
musicians. There was
Yeah.
no vocals.
No,
Right.
it's music.
Right.
It was music. Exactly.
Not to say they weren't great
No.
songwriters
No.
Right.
But
in
it
their
was,
own
it was-
respects.
It was exactly.
There's-
That's the
There's no
point.
lyrics involved.
Yes, exactly.
I was looking more for the lyrics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was I. That's
Complete
that was my
song.
call there. And
I
like you
guess.
said, you didn't put like any of the the orchestra, but that's all they were orchestrational. It's like we would kind of went with like,
John McLaughlin. Anybody know John McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Guitarist.
how about Randy Bachman,
Orchestra.
Hey, I would have put Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne,
Yeah.
yes, from ELO, most
How about
definitely.
Jeff Beck?
Oh, Jeff, no,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
See,
Rod
but you
Stewart.
see those guys, you think that, yeah, well, yeah,
Rod
certainly.
Stewart. I mean, we could sit here and go
Bob
on and
Seger.
on and on. Bob Seger,
Seger.
yeah, another one, another one. Yeah,
Love me
absolutely.
some Seeger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you go down the honor roll of rock and roll.
Tom
Hall of Famers.
Waits.
Yeah,
Tom Petty.
Yes.
Tom Petty, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Waits and drink black girls, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but he had some great songs. He wrote some good songs.
Yeah, Keith plays on some of his stuff.
Yeah.
we could just sit here and just like
We
keep
go
right
on
on.
and
Oh,
on.
that's what I said. You'll put down
Greg
5,
Allman.
and then you'll start thinking of 15 after
Right.
that. It's like,
We
wow.
sat here and
Yeah.
mentioned,
Greg
we already sat here
Allman.
and mentioned
Yep,
ones
Greg
that
Allman.
all of us know, and none of us, obvious ones, didn't even put down.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't even put
I really, though, I think,
the first, I think that no one put Bob Dylan down there, out of all
well,
these.
I
It's
was
like,
just going to
Well, I
say,
should be shocked.
I think
None
Doug
of
should
us
be,
did.
that's a
None of
major
us-
faux pas
none
on
of us-
Doug's part.
none
No, it is.
Put him on there.
I've got a lot
Thank
of
you back.
Dylan. I've got a lot of Dylan.
Yeah,
records.
none of us put him
I
on
should
there.
be. I should be hind and quartered.
Yeah, none of us put him on there. It's like,
Quite
oh,
frankly.
are you kidding me?
I should
It's
be.
like,
Tarred and feathered.
Yes,
Right in town.
Absolutely.
Hung, drawn, and quartered for a sheep as well as a lamb.
but I mean, like I said, it's
I mean, we're talking about the poet laureate of rock and roll.
yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the songs that he wrote, that he actually did, he performed a lot, all of them.
Well, yeah. Well, hell,
But he didn't make all of them famous.
like a Rolling
wrote 'em.
Stone was #1 song
Yeah.
in Rolling Stone's top 500 songs.
Well, he
or
did.
whatever.
It took forever for
Well,
the Rolling
Rolling
Stones to
Stones.
actually play that. Do you remember when he
But
was?
Right.
but it is widely, but like
Yeah.
Rolling Stone is widely
Yeah.
acknowledged as being a.
Well,
Great
Rolling Stone
song.
magazine considered it one of the top 2 or 3 rock and roll songs of all time.
And
It
the
was
thing-
#1, wasn't it?
Might have been.
And the thing with that song is,
So I think the Stones do it better.
I agree.
well, the thing is, I was getting ready to bring this up too. He approached the Rolling Stones a long time ago about doing a song, and they, out of respect for him, wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it
Thank you,
until
Bob.
finally they
Right.
decided to do it. And quite honestly, Doug made the comment: they do it better than Bob did it. They do. And the thing is, it
Of course,
took
they do
forever
just my
before they even
imagination
do
better than
it.
Temptations too, but that's.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah,
Smokey
but
Robinson hit? Did he write that?
I would assume that was written by the Temptations.
Was it?
Edwards and
I would think.
but you got to consider too.
trying to think of the other.
What about
That was a great song when they
Hall
did
and
it
Oates.
originally too.
yeah?
Hall and Oates. Yeah, there we go. There's one we did. Hall and Oates.
Yep. Was it John Oates and Daryl Hall?
Yes, Daryl and John Oates. Yes, very much so. Very.
I saw John motherfucking Oates.
John motherfucking
He
Oates.
came on with My Morning Jacket at Red Rocks.
Have you ever seen that? What is that? What's that show called? An evening
Live
at
from
Daryl's.
Live from Daryl's house. He brings on a lot of
Anybody
up-and-coming
in-
musicians.
I saw him. I saw
Ian-
one of their shows with he did with Rundgren.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And there's a great songwriter.
There we
himself,
go.
Rod
Mark
Rundgren.
Rundgren. There we go.
And they
Mark
they-
Knopfler. Dire Straits.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Mark Knopfler. I mean, it's like, come on, you.
You guys.
Yeah.
That's from the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
How about
Great songs.
who did the writing for Talking Heads? Was it David Byrne?
David Byrne.
Anyways, you were saying about
Did you listen to Talking Heads at all?
I like them.
Run.
I think they're
I don't
great.
have any other stuff.
I saw Rundgren on. He was on
I'll tell you
the,
what, if you want to get one of theirs, it's probably one of their more.
Live with Daryl.
Yes.
Live at Daryl's house or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
They were at Rundgren's crib in Hawaii,
Oh.
and he's got a little pond or whatever, a stream that goes through his house, or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, and he's got a studio set up, and they played there or whatever. Fantastic.
What'd they play?
Some of Rundgren's stuff. Yeah. They jam on different stuff.
You know who else has got themselves a palace in Hawaii?
Leonard Cohen.
Mick Fleetwood.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Leonard
There was a
Cohen's
thing
definitely
on
a classic.
Who wouldn't want to
VH1
live in Hawaii?
Mick Fleetwood's got a freaking a lot of land too, just a humongous place in Hawaii. It's incredible.
That's what it's about.
Who wouldn't want to live in Hawaii?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Paradise. That's why they call it
This
paradise.
has turned
It's paradise.
into Rockstar Cribs here.
I was going to say
It's
Jim Steinem.
That's another one I did. Yes.
Who wrote Meatloaf stuff.
You're damn right. Jim Steinman.
Paradise
Awesome.
by the Dashboard Light.
Meatloaf retired.
Did he?
Did he officially?
Supposedly from
Now he's just into political activism?
performing. Though I heard he played Cleveland here a couple of months ago.
That wasn't that
Yeah.
long ago.
It was
actually.
the 35th anniversary, I think, of
Bat Out of Hell. Yes.
Sammy Hagar came on
Yes,
and,
yes,
and,
yes,
and
he
did
did.
a song with him.
There's
Whatever.
another songwriter.
But the reviews I read were
Not real good.
I had,
Loaf's vocals are
an assistant
Bad.
assistant manager.
Freddie Mercury.
They're not good.
At my work went to that show, he said it was.
No,
Meatloaf was not.
And I've heard Daltrey's vocals bad too, and it leaves me because I'm going to see him do Quadrophenia here in a couple of months. And,
we've seen Quadrophenia.
But they're playing. I'm going to see them in Louisville, Kentucky. Fortunately, they're going to be off. I think their show before that is like on a Wednesday or something like that, and I'm seeing them on a Saturday, so they got 3 or 4 days in between the next show.
Drink some tea.
So hopefully Roger's vocals
Just
will be
build it back,
a little. Because they played at the 12-12 12 benefit show,
Play for a half hour.
and I thought his vocals were pretty good. That he kind of lowered down the register a little
Some
bit.
rest though.
Well, that
we
could
see.
be.
We seen
But I thought the
Quadrophenia,
vocals
though.
he had lowered the vocals, an octave or whatever, to where it still sounded good, but he wasn't struggling.
To get it out.
I'd rather hear him singing an octave lower
Then
and have it sound pretty good than
Yeah,
try to
sound
sing
like
it like
shit.
it used to be and sound like shit.
Right.
Right.
Well, we see.
Because musically, they can still rock.
But we seen Quadrophenia though, right?
Yeah.
And that was back. Oh God, that was a while ago. But
That
that
was
was
in the
awesome.
90s.
That was awesome though. That was.
I'd
that
say
was
it's
good.
pretty
That was
impressive. A guitarist that's practically deaf to still go out there and rock.
And that dude's
One of
been
my-
supposedly
one of
deaf
my
for
idols.
freaking
Good. Long
years or whatever.
time.
I'm done touring. I can't hear shit.
Yeah.
And
Long time.
He's still out there
Well,
rocking.
look at it this way though. Was it Beethoven that was deaf?
No. I don't remember Beethoven ever being deaf.
There was
One of them were. Beethoven, Bach. One of those guys.
one of those were deaf.
Yeah.
Completely deaf.
Yeah.
Beethoven or Bach were completely
Stevie
deaf.
Wonder's blind.
Being blind, you can hear.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Actually, your hearing, usually your hearing is even better. Like they say, if you lose a sense, you pick up on your other senses.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to be deaf, and it was either Beethoven or
To
Bach
be
was
deaf and be in
deaf.
music.
From birth.
Well,
From
no,
birth.
I think you're right.
Right.
Ray
From birth.
Charles, Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few blind ones,
Right.
Yeah.
but no, not.
That's kind of impressive, though, to play an instrument and be blind.
Sure it is.
Especially piano.
Sure.
I got nothing but props for him.
It's all from feel.
I got
It's like
props
from
for
spirit.
Sebastian Bach and well, not Sebastian Bach. Johann.
Johann Bach.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian.
Ah.
Oh my God, we just had Sebastian Bach make a cameo on our show.
Oh,
Was he lead singer of who?
Skid Row.
Skid Row.
Skid Row.
He didn't make the list of top
I
five.
no, neither D. Snyder.
I like Skid Row and Twisted Sister, but they would not be on my top.
No, they're not even close to that.
I noticed that Bret Michaels didn't make it either.
He's close to my heart.
Not to the top list of
He's
writers.
on my top 5.
Well,
Not even
folks,
top 10.
that'll do it for this episode of the Sports Rock Show.
The Rock.
We'll see you later.
Rock and roll.
Ain't nothing but a good time.